What is it with modern Christians just being overtly toxic, no matter what the topic or the subject it is? Also, another thing that confuses me is when Christians sit there and try to shit on atheists or atheism by literally describing their own position. If you don't know what I mean, we're going to get to that in this video. Today, we have somebody who's apparently a bodybuilder who is trying to connect this whole idea of masculine weakness or weakness in general, like your strength, to atheism, saying that atheists are weak-minded, and weak in the body. He thinks that if you become a Christian, then you're going to be more emotionally stronger, and you will also want to lift weights, or you should lift weights if you are a Christian. I'm not exactly sure what he's trying to get at in this video. Maybe you can help me out. What's up, heathens? How y'all doing? I'm the Godless Engineer, and I critically analyze apologist claims to give you the best arguments and information so that you can stand up and use your voice. Like I said, this video is going to be very toxic, and more specifically, it's toxic masculinity that is rearing its head in a lot of the Christian dude bros that I see online, and I guess maybe in real life. They honestly want to tie this whole notion of being a strong masculine man to being a Christian. Like, that's one of the qualities of being a Christian, is that you're a strong, capable, masculine man. And so they're trying to set this tone of, you know, what it means to be a real man, or to be manly in general, or to set a status quo for what it means to be a man, which includes being Christian as well as lifting weights. I don't know. We're going to get into this video and see why this guy is doing this. It seems to just be to invigorate people to get into weightlifting, but he's doing it in some of the most toxic ways possible. So, all right, let's start this toxically masculine shit up.
I'm sure you've heard it said that belief in God is a crutch, or faith is for weak people.
Okay, I get it. So basically this guy has heard, or he's seen atheists say that belief in God is a crutch, or that faith is for the weak-minded or weak people in general. So maybe he's trying to combat against that. I feel like, you know, just directly dealing with those statements, instead of trying to expose how toxically masculine you actually are, I feel like that would be the better option. Just dealing with those ideas right there and show how it's not a crutch to be religious, and it's not weak to have faith. I would much rather hear about those things. But in any case, I don't think that belief in God is necessarily an indication of being weak in any kind of sense. Now, I do think that people can use religion as a crutch. I think that plenty of people out there do, and if people need that for the time being, or for whatever reason, I mean, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with somebody needing religion in one way or another, whether that's as a crutch or otherwise. It's only when those people try to suggest that, well, you need God in your life, so you need to be a Christian. And that comes in many forms, like dogging atheism or anything of that nature. So, I mean, it's only when religious people start making these attacks against opposing positions do I really have a problem, and wouldn't necessarily come out and say belief in God is a crutch, but I could definitely show you how your belief in a God is deficient in some kind of way. But if you're really looking to get anywhere in a discussion with anybody, I wouldn't suggest using these things. Sure, maybe you think that they're funny, but I think that as far as interacting with another individual, saying these things are just going to close them off to you, and I wouldn't suggest doing it.
But have you also noticed that atheism is extremely common in weak men, both mentally and physically?
I don't understand this connection here. Like, how is he gauging what it means to be a weak person, or in this case, a weak man, because he's apparently misogynistically thinking that only men are going to be pumping iron or can be weak or something like that. I feel like this idea, this toxic masculinity and this misogyny that is rearing its head right here, I feel like that is definitely ingrained in Judeo-Christian teachings, because obviously I feel like it's obvious at this point. This guy is part of the Christian dude bros, or these more traditional Christians, at least more traditional than the progressive Christians that also exist now. He thinks that women shouldn't be in the gym, or at least they shouldn't be lifting weights in the way that he wants people to lift weights. And very obviously in this video, he's just got all dudes. It's a total sausage fest in this home gym based out of Texas. I think it's pretty obvious here, toxically masculine, a bit misogynistic, but I don't think that that's necessarily his fault. I think that it's ingrained in his belief system that he has just kind of gone along with. Whether or not he was a Christian from any time when he was young and his parents made him be Christian, or if he's flip-flopped and become an atheist at one point or whatever, the whole idea of this misogyny is baked into Judeo-Christianity. The whole misogynistic aspect of Christian beliefs and Christian teachings is deeply baked into the faith. But still, I would really love to know how he gauges what it means to be a weak person in general. And why does he think that atheism is deeply coupled with weakness? Because I don't see atheism that way. And I'm not going to sit here and say, well, Christians are weaker than atheists because I was brave enough to become an atheist. But I will say that it doesn't take a lot of bravery to become a Christian. In this day and age, when a majority of people in the United States are Christian in some kind of way, or at least believe in God in some kind of way, it makes becoming a Christian or being a Christian and going to church and all this other stuff, that is all really easy. I definitely think it's harder to be an atheist and to maintain that position, to defend your position, and also to be openly atheist in fucking Texas. So I don't know what he means by weakness, or that atheists are weak. It seems to me like it takes somebody of a stronger conviction to maintain being an atheist, or to maintain defending their position as an atheist, and to become an atheist, to leave the faith. That is what takes conviction. That is what takes strength. It literally takes nearly no strength to become a Christian.
Why is that? And which comes first, the atheism or the weakness?
They're not related to one another. You've also haven't defined how you're gauging weakness. You haven't defined what you mean by either emotional weakness, psychological weakness, physical weakness, which I guess that he would denote by how much you can lift. I feel like this guy right here would seriously ask you, do you even lift? Where's leg day, buddy?